The Shah Bano case stands as a watershed moment in India's legal history. It ignited a fierce debate about personal laws and fundamental rights. Shah Bano, a 62-year-old Muslim woman, was divorced after 43 years of marriage. She approached the courts seeking maintenance from her former husband. This case quickly snowballed into a national controversy. It exposed tensions between personal laws and gender equality in the Indian constitution. The Shah Bano case continues to resonate in contemporary India. Shah Bano's story reflects the plight of many Muslim women abandoned and financially insecure after divorce. In 1978, her husband divorced her by uttering talaq 3 times as permissible under Islamic law. This left Shah Bano with no legal recourse for maintenance under Muslim personal law. She sought maintenance under Section 125 of the Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC. The High Court ruled in her favor, emphasizing that the law of the land takes precedence over personal laws. This landmark judgment set the stage for a major legal and societal battle. The Shah Bano case reached the Supreme Court in 1985. The court's decision, delivered by Chief Justice Y.F. Chandrachud, was historic. It upheld that Shah Bano was entitled to maintenance from her former husband under Section 125 of the CRPC. The court emphasized gender justice and the secular nature of the Indian Constitution. The judgment was hailed by women's rights activists as a major victory. The Supreme Court's verdict in the Shah Bano case was met with mixed reactions. While it was celebrated by women's rights groups and secularists, it sparked fierce opposition from certain sections of the Muslim community. Conservative Muslim leaders argued that the court had overstepped its boundaries by interfering in matters of religious law. The case quickly escalated into a political hot potato. The ruling Congress government, fearing a backlash from its Muslim vote bank, buckled under pressure from conservative religious groups. This decision was widely criticized by many as a setback for women's rights and secularism in India. Section 5, the 1986 Act, a response to apprehensions. In 1986, the Indian Parliament passed the Muslim Women, Protection of Rights on Divorce Act. This legislation was a response to the outcry from some quarters of the Muslim community following the Shah Bano judgment. The act aimed to create a separate legal framework for the maintenance of divorced Muslim women. It stipulated maintenance from her former husband only during the iddat period. After this period, her maintenance falls upon her relatives or the WAKF board. The act was seen by many as a regressive step, diluting the secular principles of the Constitution. Section 6, Constitutional Challenges, Navigating Rights and Religion. The Muslim Women, Protection of Rights on Divorce Act, 1986, faced legal scrutiny. Its constitutional validity was challenged in the Supreme Court. Petitioners argued it violated Articles 14, 15, and 21 of the Indian Constitution. Article 14 guarantees equality before the law. Critics said it discriminated against Muslim women by denying them equal maintenance rights. They contended the act created an unequal playing field. Section 7, the Supreme Court's Interpretation Balancing Act. The Supreme Court has interpreted the 1986 Act to uphold Muslim women's constitutional rights while respecting legislative intent. The court emphasized that the act should not deprive Muslim women of fundamental rights or legal recourse. It clarified that a Muslim husband's obligation to provide for his divorced wife extends beyond the iddat period. This obligation continues until the wife remarries or secures alternative sustenance. Section 8, the Quest for a Uniform Civil Code, a Distant Dream. The Shah Bano case and the subsequent enactment of the Muslim Women, Protection of Rights on Divorce Act, 1986, brought to the forefront the complex issue of personal laws in India. It reignited the debate surrounding the implementation of a uniform civil code, as enshrined in Article 44 of the Indian Constitution. Proponents argue it is essential to eliminate discrimination and promote gender equality. Critics argue it would infringe on religious freedom guaranteed by Article 25. The Shah Bano case highlighted the need for legal reforms to protect women's rights, but the journey towards a just society requires navigating complex realities. Section 9, Conclusion. Reflecting on the legacy of Shah Bano. The Shah Bano case remains a landmark event in India's legal and social history. It highlighted the challenges of balancing religious freedom with individual rights, especially for women. The case sparked a movement for Muslim women's rights and a debate on the Uniform Civil Code. The legacy of Shabano lies in raising awareness about the need for legal reforms to ensure equality and dignity for Muslim women.